What's going on, everybody, and welcome to J Sports Seattle. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the Seahawks, but before I get into anything, I'd like to apologize again for the hiatus. I did say that I probably wasn't going to be making a video for a while because I have been super busy, but I have a little bit of a break in my schoolwork, so I wanted to just catch up and talk about the Seahawks. It's been an up and down season. Yesterday was a roller coaster, but one of probably the most important wins that the Seahawks will ever have this year, and probably moving forward. But of course, there's been downs before this week, before we got up. So I'm just gonna talk about it all. So if you like the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share for more Seahawks and Seattle sports content. And without further ado, let's get on the video. And this will probably be a little bit longer too. But all right. So firstly, just off the top of my head, I got to go through things that have happened. Like we cut Tyrell Dodson. That's a huge move, and you can see the difference since he's been gone. Tyrell Dodson, he's good for what he is, but I guess like he led the team in tackles, 72, at the time of his release. But I guess McDonald just looked at his tape and saw that it just wasn't a good fit for the scheme and decided Tyrese Knight and Ernest Jones should take this lead. And so far, it's worked out great. I mean, ever since Tyrell Dodson has left, our ability to stop the run has really shown itself. In that Rams game, who has Kyron Williams, and he went off against the Patriots. And now McCaffrey, who we limited to under 100 yards on 19 carries. So that is a very, very good sign for this team. Even though they're down a lot of people, this team is still trying to figure itself out. And we also were missing Fant and a couple other people. So Abe Lucas was back, though. DK was back. So we were basically fully healthy. But Rayshawn Jenkins wasn't out there. Noah Fant wasn't out there. So we are missing a couple people, but they're missing a lot. They're like the amount of people they're missing compared to the amount of people we're missing. It's disproportionate, unfortunately, against them. So they have like nine of 9 starters on IR. So it's like 2020 all over again for the Niners this year. This is a Super Bowl hangover. But JSN, this is back-to-back 100-yard games. Like, he's really showing himself now. Like, he's really showing how good of a wide receiver he can be in this league. And this is with DK back, and DK had an okay game too. I think he had like 70 yards and 7 receptions. Yeah. So he had an okay game too. Lockett had a quiet game, but that's okay. This is how it works. When we need Lockett, he'll step in. But this game was all JSN and DK. DK had clutch catches in the fourth. JSN he was the guy. He is MVP of that. Well, him and Gino are like the co-MVPs of that drive because JSN was always open for him. 11 targets, 10 receptions. He's really showing himself out in this league, which is really, really nice. Running game, we didn't crack 100 yards, but we had an okay game, I guess. K9 did his job with what he was given. I mean, the O-line did not open anything up for him at all. So it's hard to run when your O-line just isn't good at running. I'm hoping that with Abe Lucas back on the line and now Oluwatimi on the line, if you really think about it, our entire O-line is homegrown. Charles Cross, no, except for Laken Tomlinson, he's not homegrown, but basically almost homegrown. Center homegrown, right guard homegrown, right tackle homegrown, left tackle homegrown. Only left guard is the one that's someone else. But our O-line is bad, and that means one of two things, or one of both, or both things. It means one, John Schneider does not know how to draft offensive linemen, or two, Scott Huff is not ready to be an NFL offensive lineman coach. So it could be a combination of both. I'm leaning more towards it's both. To be fair, like Scott Huff, he's coming straight from University of Washington, and pros are they are a different beast than the college. So Ryan Greb's done I guess, an okay job for his first year of being an NFL offensive coordinator. He has had ups and downs. There is still a lot of things he needs to improve on, but so far it's up and down. But we're pretty good on the road. I mean, we're 3-1 on the road. It's at home that we struggle. We struggle at home. So next week we play the Cardinals at home. This time I will be making a preview video later on to preview that game. But that game we're gonna have to win at home, because that we can't lose that game. So if we lose that game, our chances of making the playoffs are pretty much gone. So we gotta definitely win that game. Before I really celebrate this Niners win, I do gotta go back and talk about this game, because this game is this game was infuriating to watch. We had multiple opportunities to win this game, and we could not capitalize. Geno Smith absolutely laid an egg in this game. I understand he led a game-winning drive, but he threw 2 red zone interceptions, and that's unacceptable. One was right to him, and the other one was right to him, or I guess he didn't see the guy. Unacceptable. And I get it. He brought us back, but we shouldn't have been in that position to begin with. And in overtime, Ryan Grubb fumbled the bag by calling a run straight up the middle when we have one of the worst O-lines in the league in terms of run block win rate and pass block win rate. Like, are you serious? Like, I don't understand that. Like, if you're gonna go for it, you have to do in that situation. You got to do some flash. I play action. This is a passing league. Like, I would think, like, Ryan Grubb has already gone through this multiple times in the past. I don't know why he keeps continuing to do that. So this game was just an unacceptable game. Wasted a JSN masterclass. We had 424 total yards, and yet we lost. Crazy. But you know what? We bounced back and we rebounded. So now I'm going to start celebrating this Niners. We rebounded against a team that has been whooping our ass for the past 3 years. So to get this win is a statement win. And even though they're injured, we have a couple players missing too, but it gives us confidence going forward, because we face the Cardinals and then we face the lowly Jets. So we have some winnable games coming up before we have to face other teams like the Vikings and the Packers. The Bears are kind of taking a step back, but who knows by then. We got to play the Rams again, and they own us. So I'm just glad that we were able to get this game, because before the season I thought we were going to get swept by San Fran. And well, we didn't. So that kind of changes a lot of things, and it's probably going to be unless we turn it around, it's probably going to be a long way before we reach my 10-7 prediction. It's still possible. We just can't lose as much. But even then, 10-7 might not be good enough to make the playoffs this year. Who knows? So, but we got some winnable games coming up, so we're gonna have to take advantage. But this game shows what this defense can be. We bent a little bit in the end, we gave our offense a chance to win the game, and it did. So our defense was really showing out, and I really like what I'm seeing from the Mike McDonald-led defense so far. I think that getting rid of Tyrell Dodson and favoring Ernest Jones and Tyrese Knight over him and Baker, I think that really changed how we defended the run. Like, you can tell. Like, even to get even though we lost, Kyron Williams only had 69 yards. So that's not really, and on 22 carries, that is not good at all. So that is really, really good to see and really encouraging, because our run defense has been trash the past leading up until this Rams game. So I hope this is a turning point for this run defense, because you stop the run, you're gonna win games. Like, you're gonna have a really good shot. You're gonna have a much better shot of winning games if you can stop the run, because then that limits their options. So I'm hoping that this is really a turnaround. They did have Trent Williams on the O-line, so and they're missing Feliciano, but McKivitz, the right tackle, kind of sold. with a couple holding penalties. But we had penalties as well. So Geno had, even though he threw that interception, he had an 82.3 QBR, and this is why QBR is more accurate of a rating than passer rating, because QBR factors in a lot of things like clutch factor. The Geno has the clutch factor, and he was throwing 78% of his throws. 25 divided by 32 is 78, so, or 0.78. So 78%. That is insane. Yeah, it doesn't look flashy. He didn't really, like, 6.9 per play isn't that, like, dazzling per se, but, like, he didn't miss any throws. Maybe he barely missed throws, and some of them were deflections, or the receivers didn't catch the ball. So the interception was on him, though. He tried to make a play out of nothing. He should have just thrown it away. That's on him. I don't know what he's doing there, and that still worries me, because he continues to be a little reckless when he shouldn't. Like, you got to throw the ball away. So 4 sacks, unacceptable. O-line had another bad game, but Geno found a way to win. They clutched up at the O-line clutched up at the final drive. I mean, not really, because Geno was still under pressure a lot, but there's still a lot that needs to be improved, and I'm hoping that maybe with this arrangement, now that we're fully healthy, we can get some continuity. I don't know, though. It just seems like our O-line's just bad. But I'm glad to see that our defense showed up and showed out. I mean, Devin Witherspoon had the best game of the year. He had 3 pass deflections, and he had crucial tackles. Ernest Jones had 13 total tackles, 6 solo. Like, everyone showed up and showed out. Hankins had that pick. Good for the big fella. Like, that's what I like to see. Team defense right there. And Mike McDonald called a great game. He really did. Like, this is the shows what he can be, and this is what we got him for. We got him to beat these guys, to beat San Fran, to beat the Rams. Yeah, we didn't beat them the first time, but you know what? Like, we had multiple times to win that game, but our quarterback sold. So, defensively, we held them to. I'm not counting the pick 6 because that was an offensive score. So defensively, we held him to 18 points, which is insane. So he had 18 and then 17 against our division rivals. Defensively, I'm not counting that pick 6. So we held the Rams to 16 points on offense and then 17 points against the Niners. Huge. That is huge. That's back-to-back weeks against division foes, which is great to see. So this is what we got him for, and hopefully moving forward, as we improve, we'll be able to finally, continue to beat these guys and continue to, go back to, winning against these guys. Because we need, in order to, make runs in the division, potentially in the playoff race, you have to win your division. So definitely a good thing. And we have another division game. We have back-to-back division games next week against the Cardinals. So we have to win that one. So moving on to winners and losers. So we're back on the playoff race, and also the thing is a lot of Niners fans are saying that this loss ended their season. So if that is true, we'll revisit this in like 5 or 6 weeks. But if that is true, I will hold that over them for a minute, even though they've owned us for a while. 6-game losing streak before then, including that 2022 playoff game. So it's over, though. We snapped it. We got it, which is good. In McDonald's first year, he beat the Niners with us. So great to see. Winner Geno Smith. Like, I already praised him. Yeah, the stat line didn't mean anything, but he clutched up. Like, he used his legs in the end, which is great to see. He didn't force anything in the end. He used his legs when he needed to, and that's what I like to see. And now JSN, I feel like he's going to start. That's what I'm saying. I predicted before the season that I wouldn't be, or I didn't predict, but I said before the season that I wouldn't be surprised if Lockett ends up taking a backseat to JSN this year, and JSN becomes a new wide receiver too. So far, it's looking like it could be that way because JSN has shown up and shown out the past couple weeks. Now through 10 games of his second season, he has 60 catches for 678 yards and 3 touchdowns. So he's already beaten he already has his, technically speaking, he already has his career high, season high in yards, and it's going to keep happening. He's on pace for a 1,000-yard season. So, and he had 4 critical grabs in the final possession. And then DK, he had a good game, like back 7 catches for 70 yards. Good to see. Yeah, Ernest Jones, he showed that he can be the quarterback of the defense. And then Tyrese Knight, he also looked pretty good. And I think that this is a great way. I think he's shown that he can be good, and I think this is a good way of rewarding him. So we'll see what happens moving forward, but I think he's looking good. Witherspoon had his best game of the season, like I said. Great game, yeah. Jonathan Hankins, Mafe, yeah. Oh yeah, you did have a couple in passes defense, so that's great to see. And see, Draymond Jones, he had that sack Draymond had, so that's great to see. He's actually starting to come out on top so far. And if he keeps playing the way he's playing, he's on pace to exceed his career high at 6.5 sacks. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, Leonard Williams and Byron Murphy, those two had a great game. They drew multiple holding penalties. I remember I saw Byron Murphy drew one. And this was great to see. Like, these guys are great, and our D-line is really showing up and showing out. Julian Love and Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant has been really having a good season so far at safety, and I think that was the best move for him instead of inside or cornerback or inside cornerback or slot corner, I should say. Jason Myers, man, shout out to him. I feel like he deserves a game ball. I'm gonna go over that in a minute, but 57-yarder and then a 50-yarder, like, he clutched up right there. And yes, Mike McDonald. Only 277 yards allowed, total yards, against the Niners. That is great, and that's what I love to see. And we limited McCaffrey to 79 yards. That's a winner. Yeah, Charbonnet had a rough game. 4 carries for 3 yards. He's not really having a good year so far. AJ Barner, he had a couple good looks, but he needs to work on his blocking a bit. But he's a rookie. He'll learn. And Ryan Grubb's short yardage play calling is nuts, man. Like, that's what I'm saying. See, field goals and I agree on a lot of things. Like, play action. That's what I'm saying, man. This is a passing league. Like, the third down defense was pretty atrocious. 7 over 11 was bad. I remember that 3rd and 11 was converted was not good. Olu had that high snap. Otherwise, he looked okay. I'm gonna give him some slack because this is his second career start, and he wasn't. I'm sure he wasn't expecting his Williams to just up and retire out of nowhere like that. That's another thing. He retired, like, Williams retired. Like, that's crazy. But I guess he just wasn't happy with the way he was playing. I don't think it had anything to do with the knee injury, but he just wasn't happy with the way he was playing. And he decided it was just his best to do it. I mean, he's made $20 million. I think he's good. I think he said, I'm good, which is, I respect it. But he wasn't really good for us, and he's owning up to it, though, so respect. He was on a snap count restriction. Charles Cross, he got bullied today, and this is one of the worst games he's had. But Laken Tomlinson had a good block in the end to let Geno scramble. And K9, he has such little to work it with. He continues to try to find something out of nothing. So only 4 penalties. That's actually pretty good. I thought there was more than that. So that's really good to see. But yeah, job's not done yet. Comes down to this next 3 weeks. If we can sweep the Cardinals, yeah, and vanquish the hapless New York Jets, that's likely going to put the Seahawks in pole position to win the NFC West. Yeah, if we win these next three games, we're in a really good spot. So we have to lock in. We locked in this game. I hope this game gives us confidence going forward, going into next week. And let's see what happens. But yeah, let's go over the game balls that Mike Macdonald gave. He gave 5 game balls this game. So the first one went to Devin Witherspoon. Obviously, he had a great game. Best game of this season. He deflected that pass for interception. He had that tackle on Debo. What a great game by him. He gave one to Olu, who stepped in and did a marvelous job in his place. Except for that one high snap, he did have a really good game. I feel like he can be good for us, and I'm glad that we're giving him a chance. And right tackle, Abe Lucas, yeah, he performed well, but he was on a pitch count, and he shared snaps with Mike Jarrell. And then, of course, the last game ball went to Geno Smith, who, he clutched up in the end. Even though he took 4 sacks, O-line just couldn't protect him. But he threw that interception, which was his fault. But he led a game-winning drive. So the 10th since taking over at quarterback since 2022, which is a league leading. That's a tongue twister. It's a league leading since 2022. So one game, yeah, the one person that didn't get it was Ernest Jones, and I think he deserved to get a game ball because he had a great game. He was awesome against the run, and he has done really, really well the past couple weeks. So, and I think Jason Myers deserved a game ball too. He made 2 clutch free throws, or not free throws. I'm thinking NBA. He made 2 clutch field goals. So that's really good to see. And I'm hoping this is what this team can be. You just gotta fix a lot of things. We have a lot of things to fix, but this is what this team can be. And Geno's got to lock in somehow. He's not playing up like he was in 2022, and I'm hoping he can somehow turn it around. Because his defense is really starting to come together. I feel like we'll see what happens next week. But if we limit the Cardinals' offense to 20 points or something next week, that's a huge win for this defense. And I want to see what we can do. Offensively, we gotta figure something out because, especially that's just the O-line. It's the O-line is what's holding us back, and Grubb's play calling at times. Grubb has some good play calls, but I feel like Field Goals was saying in the short distance situations, it's not really good. So we got to figure something out offensively. Defensively, looks like we're starting to figure stuff out. Hopefully, we can continue that going forward, facing the Cardinals and the Jets, then the Cardinals again. So, yeah. But I think that's all I have for this video. I will be making a preview video this Saturday, so stay tuned for that. If you like the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share for more Seahawks and Seattle sports content. Thank you for stopping by. Have a good day, and go Hawks, go Mariners, and go Kraken. And go Sounders, because they advanced to the second round of the playoffs. And let's see what happens against LAFC. So, yeah.